Hi, my name is Nicole Price, Director of Product Commercialization and Strategy.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Rosas, Director of Field Marketing.
As the new girls here on the block at Eleveo, we're here to ask our CEO, Brian Shore, a few questions. So Brian, how do you pronounce our company name?
Eleveo, not Aleveo, Eleveo.
What is the strangest pronunciation you've heard of our company name?
Alleviate?
And can you tell us what Eleveo does?
So Eleveo stands for elevating every encounter. That's ultimately what we do as a company.
How do we do that?
We capture every customer interaction, grade it, and look for the things that companies are doing well to highlight that and do more of it, and highlight some things that could be possibly improved upon.
When did you become CEO of Eleveo?
I became CEO, I think 4 years ago. Feels like a lifetime.
I heard that you had to jump out of a plane to get the job. Is that true?
Not exactly. What we did is we shook hands mid-air, flying, I think, 175 miles an hour downward, right outside of a small village, maybe 30 minutes outside of Prague. And I shook hands with our co-founding CEO, Simon Bostry.
How do you start your day?
By breathing, hopefully. Actually, let me go back. How do I start my day? Usually my wife, Rachel, is kicking me out of bed, saying, get to work.
What's your reason for waking up in the morning?
With each day, I just want to do something positive and just get a little better. Yeah.
Awesome. What's the first thing that you ate this morning?
I didn't. I think the first thing I drank was a Coke Zero.
What does one day in your life typically look like?
Busy as hell. 4 kids, 10 and under, plus the company, and an amazing wife. So it's safe to say that every hour is accounted for.
What's it like working remotely in a house with 6 people?
It's quite a challenge. It's definitely an energetic household.
I hear you're a car aficionado. Which is better, the Audi RS5 or the BMW M4?
Is that even a question? Definitely the M4.
Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Most definitely a night owl.
What one company would you like to partner with to grow our business?
I'd say right now, one of our top growth partners would be Deloitte & Touche.
What do you see as our biggest value in the market?
By far, it's our people and the ability to link our products to a really great business outcome.
What do you think Eleveo needs to improve on in order to make the next big step?
I think if we look at the market, it's rapidly changing, and ultimately having the ability to do mergers and acquisitions would be number one.
What do you think your biggest strength is?
I would say, let's see, biggest strength. I think your biggest strength is always your greatest liability, and I think the two are interconnected. So I definitely say my passion, but also passion needs to be guarded so it's not misinterpreted.
What's your spirit animal?
Well, that's easy. A bulldog, of course.
What advice would you give yourself at a younger age?
I would definitely not take myself so seriously and cut myself a little bit of slack and learn some healthy self-forgiveness and forgiveness of others.
What's your favorite beverage?
I'd say the public version is Coke Zero.
What good habit are you trying to adopt?
Constant and never-ending forgiveness.
Good. What do you enjoy the most about being Eleveo's CEO?
Definitely the people. Watching people grow and develop, buy their first homes, get married, have their first child. The joy of the job is watching people go through those major life milestones. That's the real joy.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
I'm kind of a big deal. My place smells of rich mahogany, and I have many leather-bound books. No. Passionate, relentless, and loving.
What do you want Eleveo's culture to be known for?
Taking care of people.
What do you think is the biggest change in our industry since you became CEO?
The biggest change is ultimately a real and genuine shift on the customer experience. I think 10 years ago, gosh, I'm dating myself, 12 years ago, when I joined the company, the focus was really on metrics and mostly around efficiency. And I see more executives caring about how did an interaction make a person feel? Because ultimately, if people feel great when they do business with us, they'll continue to do so.
What do you think will be the biggest advancement in workforce optimization in 5 years?
The biggest advancement will be to easily connect how an interaction made a customer feel and then automate the workflow and next best step.
You're on death row. What's your last meal?
Definitely Chick-fil-A.
You can invite any 3 people to this meal, alive or dead. Who do you invite?
Oh, that's easy. I think number 1 would be God, number 2 would be Christ, and number 3 would be my grandfather.
What's the worst advice you've ever received?
The worst advice I ever received, I was in new hire training at Cisco, and I was 26 years old, and a friend of mine, and we're still friends to this day, said I had 2 choices. Either grow a dorsal fin and become a shark, or by definition, you're a chubby baby seal. And to this day, that friend still calls me CBS.
What do you think is the most important quality in a people leader?
I think the most important quality would have to be just being yourself and being genuine.
To date, what is the best moment of your life?
Definitely the birth of my 4 children.
How can the University of Georgia always have a top recruiting class, but actually hasn't won a championship since 1980?
Well, I think first we need to analyze the intellect of the individual that posed that question. When we look at data and true analytics, when we look at facts, Georgia has not always had the top recruiting class. Now, I will admit, Georgia recruits exceptionally well. It's a fabulous institution. Anyone would want to go there, definitely over Florida, definitely over Tennessee. But our time is coming. Kirby Smart's on the job. Just wait and see.
What was your first job?
My first job was a short order cook at the Steamhouse Lounge in Buckhead, which is part of Atlanta, Georgia.
What was the last song you listened to?
Oh gosh. I think it's Astronaut.
What's your favorite thing that we solve for our customers?
We help customers be better stewards of their own customers' experiences.
What's the best feedback you've ever received from a partner or customer?
We had an EBC, or an executive briefing session, about 4 years ago with a new client. And they had an opportunity to spend 2 days with us. And after meeting maybe 10 of our colleagues, we went out to dinner later that evening, and he said, "How do you do it?" And I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Everybody at this company is genuine, they care, they really, it seems like they care about me." And I said, "Well, that's purposeful, they do." So just ultimately that we have a great collection of people that put others' interests above their own.
What's your favorite movie of all time?
Okay, favorite movie of all time. That's tough. That's like asking me of my 4 children, which one's my favorite. I think what comes to mind immediately is Good Will Hunting. I miss Robin Williams.
What is your current obsession?
Anything my wife asks me to do.
What's the best thing about Tennessee?
The taxes and the lack thereof.
Describe Prague in 3 words.
Prague is a gorgeous city, so I definitely say gorgeous, friendly, and stunning.
What would you like to be remembered for?
That hopefully I made some, even if it's really, really small, contribution to other people's lives. I really hope at my funeral a lot of people pat my kids on the back and say, hey, well done, well played.
Who or what is your greatest inspiration?
My greatest inspiration, most definitely my family.
Where do you want Eleveo to be in 5 years?
Our current strategy is one of cloud native, which very simply put is one code base for any model, premise, hybrid, and cloud. And we're in stage 2 of a 3-stage plan. So I want to see a fully cloud native product that can be deployed anywhere and gives you the benefit of compute elasticity, portability. Think of a piece of software that can host hundreds of thousands of users and the expectation that that brings. But you can also put it into a 100 user contact center in Auburn, Alabama.
Where do you want to be in 5 years?
It's tough to say. 5 years is a little out there. I will say in the next couple of years, we're going to continue to grow and expand and improve as a company.
What are 3 things you can't live without?
Oxygen, food, and water. Now, 3 things I can't live without. My children, my wife, and Marcel Westerbeck.
What is the #1 thing you're trying to teach your kids?
The power of forgiveness and maybe not taking themselves so seriously.
You're in a time machine. Would you go forward or backward in time?
I would definitely go forward, and just like in Back to the Future, I'd get a world almanac and I'd make gajillions betting.
If you had to do without one of your senses, which one would it be?
Smell.
Have you ever seen a ghost?
Yes.
Do you believe in aliens?
Yes.
What book are you reading right now?
White trash.
What song do you know all the lyrics to?
Oh, it's a guilty pleasure. NWA, Straight Outta Compton.
What's one thing from your childhood that scared the heck out of you?
The one thing that scared me, disappointing my parents.
What's the biggest ray of hope for you right now?
The fact that we can travel again and get to see each other and spend time with one another.
What is your opinion on horoscopes?
Hogwash.
What is the last thing that made you laugh?
The last thing that made me laugh? Definitely my youngest daughter, Sophia.
What have you learned lately?
That COVID sucks and remote communications, remote work has its place, but people need each other, and that human interaction is a great thing.
Kittens or puppies?
Puppies. Go dogs.
What moments have stood out for you as a parent?
There's a lot of moments that stand out, but the ones that I love the most are those quiet times at night, snuggling with my babies, and the house is quiet and they fall asleep, and that's heaven.
What is a good dad joke?
Me? As a dad?
What is a rumor that you think would be funny to start about yourself?
That I'm gonna work out again?
You randomly find $1 million in your pocket. What do you do with it?
Oh, that's easy. Real estate.
Is there anyone that you would like to ask these questions to?
Honestly, no, because we have work to do.
That's it.
That's it? It's a wrap.
That's all, folks.
Eleveo. Elevate every encounter.